Hey y'all, and welcome back. Today we will be reviewing a slapped hand video titled, "This creepy footage is still unexplained." Let's see if we can shed some light on this situation, shall we?
Hi.
Yeah, she just gotta go.
How are you?
In a bizarre twist blurring the lines between celebrity news and paranormal speculation, actress Irene Bedard Wilson, best known for voicing Disney's iconic character Pocahontas, recently found herself at the heart of an eerie viral sensation.
Who are you?
I'm the voice of Pocahontas.
Really?
Yeah, you're gonna find me in your thing right now.
Why would I do that?
Because I am a 53-year-old Native American woman who has had enough.
In March 2025, body cam footage from Bedard Wilson's latest arrest in Xenia, Ohio began circulating online, rapidly capturing attention due to an unsettling detail noticed by sharp-eyed viewers.
Stop!
As police attempted to calm and restrain the visibly distraught actress, who can be seen in the clip yelling, sobbing, and appearing extremely agitated, something eerie is caught by the officer's body cam. A dark shadow seems to move along the hallway. Almost immediately, social media exploded with wild theories. TikTok and YouTube commentators speculated that Bedard Wilson might be suffering from a supernatural encounter or even demonic possession, fueling headlines sensationally declaring Pocahontas actress arrested amid claims of demonic activity.
Because I am a 53-year-old Native American woman who has had enough.
However, local authorities and those close to the actress quickly stepped forward with a more grounded and far more tragic explanation. Official reports indicated Bedard Wilson had been intoxicated during both incidents in question, with responding officers noting the strong smell of alcohol. Her behaviour had reportedly caused a disturbance at a nearby hotel, prompting the initial 911 call. Experts reviewing the footage explained the so-called shadow figure was most likely a simple optical illusion caused by lighting conditions, shadows from officers' flashlights, or even artifacts due to video compression. In reality, Irene Bedard Wilson is battling her own personal demons, entirely human in nature, and not a literal haunting by shadowy entities as some think. As one poignant commenter remarked online, not every darkness is a ghost. Sometimes it's just a sad reality. But what do you think? Does the footage show something truly otherworldly, or is it merely a heartbreaking glimpse into a troubled moment? Let us know your thoughts down below.
This one here is just a truly, truly sad clip. Nothing paranormal here at all. This is a woman who is battling with the monkey on her back, and it's just a sad case all in general. The supposed shadow that they are claiming to see and everything is due to the movement of the officer with the body cam, and it's just, all in all, I really wish that they didn't do this one here, because this is just, it's sad. It's more of a personal thing, and I feel really sorry for her, because it's a troubling time for somebody who has to go through this, and the family members and friends of the person who is going through a situation like this. So I just wish that this one really wasn't on here. I did this anyway, even though I thought about it a lot, because only reason I did it is because if y'all went back to the original video that I took this from and saw this, I didn't want anybody saying anything in regards of me not doing the complete episode. But this is truly a sad situation, and I really truly hope that she gets the help that she needs in this. So let's just move on, shall we?
Hola, buenos días, ¿cómo estás?
A wholesome yet uncanny clip made the rounds on Instagram courtesy of user at NeLATV_.
Hola hermosa, buenos días, hola, 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 hola. Ese es aire, ¿no? ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¿Es aire o eres tú?
In the video, a woman is seen cheerfully chatting with a plant in a public park, affectionately encouraging it to say hello. Astonishingly, as she continues speaking gently, the plant's leaves appear to noticeably shift toward her, as though responding to her warmth and attention.
Hola, dile, no sé si sea el aire, no sé qué sea.
The remarkable interaction quickly gained attention, leaving many viewers debating whether the plant truly sensed her presence, or if this was merely a charming coincidence.
¿Querías agüita? Uy. Uy. ¿Ya ven? Adiós, ya me voy a trabajar.
Strangely, this isn't an isolated incident. Another video, uploaded by TikTok user Quadros.Stella, further fueled online curiosity. In this clip, the woman lovingly addresses her houseplant, softly cooing, "You're so beautiful, give me a greeting." To viewers' surprise, one broad leaf suddenly starts to wobble gently before slowly rising as though waving hello.
Y va a saludarme. Ay, qué bonito. Ay, qué hermosa. Ay, qué hermosa. Ay, mira qué cosita como se mueve ella para mamá.
Delighted by the unexpected response, the woman laughs warmly, convinced her plant is acknowledging her affectionate greeting.
Ay, qué hermosa. Ay, mira qué cosita como se mueve ella para mamá. Es muy hermosa esa hoja. Muy hermosa es. Esto es increíble.
As the clip spread across social media, garnering millions of views, commenters couldn't help but speculate. Some viewers, particularly those inclined towards spiritualism or folklore, passionately believed the woman's positive energy or even the presence of elemental guardians caused the plant to physically react. Plants have special energy, they're alive like we are, one user remarked, enthusiastically suggesting that perhaps the plant recognized and responded to its caretaker's voice.
Es muy hermosa esa hoja. Muy hermosa es. Esto es increíble.
But not everyone was convinced of a supernatural explanation. Science-minded viewers quickly weighed in with rational alternatives, suggesting that tiny air currents or subtle vibrations from the woman's voice likely caused the leaf's gentle sway. Indeed, research supports the idea that plants can respond to vibrations. Scientists have found that plants even react defensively to the vibrations caused by caterpillars chewing their leaves. Another scientific explanation could be thigmonesty, a plant's movement triggered by external stimuli like touch, vibration, or airflow. While common in species like the sensitive plant Mimosa pudica, which dramatically folds its leaves when touched, most houseplants tend to move far more subtly. Ultimately, whether driven by a gentle breeze, acoustic vibrations, or something more mysterious, these heartwarming interactions sparked genuine delight and discussion online. While plants might not literally wave hello, the viral videos encourage people everywhere to speak kindly to their leafy companions, reminding us that even if they can't talk back, a little positive energy never goes unnoticed.
Ese es aire, ¿no? ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¿Es aire o eres tú? Porque dicen...
Now, this one's a little bit lighter than the first one. And now, I'm going to just say one thing. Y'all, now, I have heard of playing, light music, like classical and more of soft melodies, something uplifting, helps plants grow. Now, I've heard this as being a proven fact, especially if you have house plants and everything. And also I've heard of people about talking to their plants and everything like that. But for them to kind of respond back, that's a little strange, if y'all ask me. Now, I studied this one a lot, trying to figure out what I could see. There's no real movement on the other plants around to cause this to happen, like saying, like wind or something like that. I even tried to see if maybe there was some sort of animal or something that was messing with that leaf and everything, and so trying to like shake it up a bit and everything that would cause this sort of situation. But I'm not really seeing anything. I mean, unless there was something maybe burrowing underneath, but I think the whole plant would shake instead of one individual leaf. Whether this is a cleverly constructed hoax where somebody is manipulating this leaf from afar somewhere with like, is it even a real leaf or something like that? Maybe they put something in there to make it vibrate, or maybe I doubt there's a bee. I was thinking about a bee too, but there's no real funnel unless it's further down that would cause that leaf to shake. I mean, y'all, if y'all are noticing something or come up with a better idea of what I'm trying to think here with this, because it's very, very strange and just is not something that I'm pulling up logically for this one, let me know in the comments below if y'all have something idea. Now, what I'm trying to get at is there's got to be some sort of outside manipulation to do this, because I ain't never seen any plants doing that, especially like house plants or even wild plants, I mean, now, I've done had house plants in my time. I've done talked to them, sang to them, whatever like that. And I ain't never had a situation in something like that. So, hit me up in the comments if y'all can come up with something a little bit better than some sort of outside manipulation. If y'all can come up with an idea of how they could have done this, let me know down in the comments. I mean, I'm kind of at a loss. I know it has to be something that's outside of the plants, physical nature of themselves, and I'm just really at a loss of how this could possibly be done. So y'all hit me up in the comments with this one. Let's move on to the next.
A bizarre video recently shared by the popular Twitter account Que Poca Madre has left viewers across Latin America buzzing, wondering if duendes or goblins could indeed be real. The eerie clip, allegedly captured late at night somewhere in Mexico, though the exact location remains undisclosed, shows a pair of tiny, humanoid figures darting back and forth behind the stone wall of a cemetery. The shadowy beings appear remarkably small, almost child-sized, wearing what some have described as hooded cloaks. Given the footage's creepy setting, a cemetery in the dead of night, it's easy to see why viewers instantly connected the shadowy beings with duendes, creatures deeply rooted in Latin American folklore. Duendes are typically described as mischievous, elf-like spirits that haunt rural areas, occasionally leading people astray or playing harmless pranks on unsuspecting victims. Some viewers passionately link the incident to stories of elemental spirits known to guard or dwell in cemeteries, suggesting the footage was compelling evidence of these legendary beings. Yet as the video quickly gained traction online, skeptics offered several practical explanations. Many pointed to the notoriously poor quality of the clip, grainy, shaky, and lacking identifying details, as a red flag. As Uno TV humorously noted, it seems paranormal footage always comes with a frustrating lack of clarity. So what do you think? Is this grainy footage solid proof of duendes caught on camera, or just our imaginations playing tricks in the shadows? Let us know your thoughts down below.
Now, I have a question for y'all, the viewers of this. Now, I've went through this a couple of times trying to really figure it out, but I got a question for y'all. Do y'all see a cemetery anywhere? I ain't see no headstones, no nothing for this to actually be a graveyard. So, that part I'm trying to figure out where Callan's getting that from. It looks just more like a rural town to me, and like in the dead of night, and there's just like a little lone sodium light sitting there lighting the way. So I'm not getting where he's talking about a cemetery. And the angle of this video, first off, video's poor quality for this type of footage and everything. And second of all, it looks like it's angled, like they're on a hill or something, like they're on the top of a hill, and the bottom of that intersection where these, as he was calling them, the duendes were, it looks like it was an incline. So they were on the decline and the camera operator was up on the hill. So honestly, to me, if you look at it and reverse that, they look like they regular sized people, honestly. Maybe a little on the short side, but an average sized person, and I don't see where they're hooded at all. So honestly, this one right here, in my opinion, it's such a poor quality video footage that you can't properly see exactly everything's going on. You saw when they were running across the street and everything, it was blurred a bit, so you can't really tell. At the end of the day, I just think this right here was more for like a hoax video and everything, and this is just people that were set up. I mean, because let's be honest, how many times is somebody going to be standing out in the middle of the road in the middle of the night, happening to film two duendes? Now, does that make any sense to y'all? It sounds like they were just trying to set it up and everything. Ones that I would believe a little bit more is the dash cam footage, because you driving home late from night, like maybe work or a party, a concert, something, and you end up having your dash cam on and you catch something you ain't normally supposed to see or what have you. I would have a little bit more of a believable source as opposed to somebody standing stationary in the middle of a road in the middle of the night. What y'all think? So with that, I think we should just move on. Let's go on to the next one, shall we?
Hello?
What began as a playful TikTok prank quickly spiraled into an internet mini mystery that had viewers debating whether they'd just witnessed a genuine paranormal event or simply a clever scare.
Hello?
User at lie.scary uploaded a short clip featuring a young boy pulling off a chillingly effective prank on his unsuspecting dad. As the dad locks up for the night, something unsettling unfolds.
Hello?
The young boy scuttles from room to room. The majority of viewers found the scenario hilarious, yet what the original poster perhaps didn't anticipate was that the brief shadowy imagery would spark a wave of paranormal speculation among casual viewers who scrolled past the video without fully grasping the humorous context. Interestingly, several commenters expressed genuine confusion, momentarily believing they'd stumbled across a real child spirit or ghost caught on camera. It wasn't until viewers watched the entire clip or read the video's caption and hashtags that the misunderstanding was swiftly cleared up. This incident amusingly demonstrates just how quickly a simple prank can blur the line between humorous and haunting. Even a staged ghost under the right eerie conditions can momentarily fool our eyes and minds into believing we've witnessed the supernatural.
Hello? Who's here?
Now, I really like this video here because it's perfect. It really just quenches that whole need for a haunted house for me, This is great. If I had a haunted house, I'd want that kid in the haunted house because it was just an amazing, spectacular performance by him. So I thought that was really good, and I really wanted to say that because this is one of my favorite clips right here because it just shows you that what a person can do to scare the crap out of another person, But on the other hand, what I also want this video to show too is just the simple fact that if you don't open your mind and really look and pay attention, people will automatically believe something like this as being a true paranormal encounter. That's why I say about some of the advent of some of these things on the internet. It makes it a little bit harder for, genuine paranormal footage to be able to be recognized, because it's so hard nowadays, because you got so many hoaxes such as this that people actually believed to be really real, So, I mean, this right here is just a perfect example of how a prank can go and be speculated upon as something that could possibly be paranormal, I mean, if you look at it, you can tell this is kind of like quasi found footage, cheesy, crappy horror movie type thing, right? It gets you good for that jump scare and things like that. But other than that, you can tell that it's not real. But for people to actually speculate and think that it is real before reading the hashtags or actually reading the whole description of the video it's strange to me. So it's, you always have to keep an open mind is what I'm really getting at. Keep an open mind, but also use a bit of rationality and everything, because there's a lot of stuff out there that people put and it's hoaxes and they put it as the real deal, and a lot of people will believe it. But if you don't sit there and just digest what is going on and come at it at an unbiased vantage point, then you can actually see and determine what could be real or what can't be real. Now, like I say, with that plant one, that was a little hard to discern. I mean, there has to be, like I said before, an outside force, a source trying to go through and be able to manipulate that leaf on both those videos. I seriously doubt that those women saying pretty things about it, like the plant being beautiful and everything, I seriously doubt that would make a plant blush, so to say, But sorry, I'm just picturing in my head a plant blushing. But anyway, what I'm trying to get at, this right here is a video that's just a perfect example of how people can look at hoaxes and see it as a real deal. So what I'm trying to get to y'all is be unbiased with it. You have to keep your mind open and don't look at everything in black and white. There is always gray in the center of things, So let's move on. I think I ranted enough about this and gave its praises to that child for their outstanding performance of scaring the crap out of the adult. So let's move on to the next.
Here we go again.
On the mornings of January 14th and February 13th, 2025, residents across multiple Australian towns experienced something truly bizarre, an eerie trumpet-like sound echoing through the sky, loud enough to jolt entire neighbourhoods from their morning routines.
Again. Here we go. Here we go again.
Multiple videos swiftly surfaced on TikTok capturing the unsettling phenomenon. The sound was described as metallic and resonant, almost as though someone was playing a colossal horn from high above. Viewers noted that it eerily resembled an apocalyptic soundtrack straight out of a science fiction or horror film.
Again. Here we go.
Here, user Maxiku catches a similar sounding trumpet noise. These mysterious noises, known popularly as sky trumpets or sky quakes, aren't exclusive to Australia. They've been documented around the globe, from Canada and Germany to remote parts of Siberia. Whenever these strange sounds surface, they inevitably spark wild theories and intense speculation about their origins. User Ken2436 captures this in Victoria, British Columbia. Predictably, some Australian listeners immediately connected the sounds to supernatural or biblical events. One Perth-based video uploader, who professed a strong Christian faith, claimed the trumpet-like blasts were reminiscent of the angelic horns described in the Book of Revelation, interpreting them as potential divine warnings or spiritual signals. Others leaned toward more extraterrestrial explanations, suggesting the sounds could be linked to UFO activity, perhaps a hidden sign of alien visitation, or secret military experiments testing unknown technology in remote locations. Theories quickly spread online, feeding into existing conspiracy narratives and heightening intrigue. But not everyone was convinced of supernatural or extraterrestrial causes. Scientists who've studied these skyquakes for years strongly lean toward more grounded explanations. According to researcher Eli Bird, who's investigated similar sounds across the US, these phenomena appear atmospheric rather than seismic or extraterrestrial.
Here we go again. Again. Here we go.
Possible scientific explanations include high-altitude electromagnetic disturbances, interactions between solar plasma and Earth's magnetic field, or even large-scale metal structures resonating due to temperature fluctuations. Meteorologists examining the Australian incident specifically pointed out that while no significant storms were recorded during these events, weather conditions like temperature inversions can sometimes carry distant industrial noises, or even ship horns far inland, creating surreal acoustic illusions. For now, these eerie Australian sky trumpets remain officially unexplained, but scientists stress they're likely natural in origin, even if they're not yet fully understood. Until definitive answers surface, residents and the internet will continue debating whether these sounds are merely atmospheric oddities or echoes of something far stranger lurking above us.
Here we go again. Again.
Now, believe it or not, I've actually heard something similar while out in the middle of nowhere, and you hear this strange sound piercing the sky, and there's no identifiable place where this could come from, right? And you find out that on a really nice, clear, beautiful day, sound can travel from miles. I'm talking about miles and miles. So in the end, what had happened was that there was some construction going on nearby where somebody was doing some stuff for their farm and everything like that. And you could hear the like bulldozer bump into another metallic item, and the sound carried on and rang through the whole sky. Like that first one, it sounded like somebody had a horn malfunction, honestly. So that right there, even if it's like, oh, nice clear day, and all of a sudden you have no clue where the sound's heard from, 9 times out of 10, it's something like some sort of noise and sound being perpetuated from like an area where they're doing construction, or like I say, maybe a horn malfunction or just something, because this is easily explained away, because you see in every single one of the videos that they show with the supposed sky trumpets that it's a very nice clear day. So you don't have any, the sound waves can carry further on a nice clear day as opposed to a stormy day and everything like that, because the air particles and everything are heavier because it's laden with water and everything. So nice clear day, everything will sit there and ring nice and clear. So there's no angels trumpeting the sound of the end times or anything like that, because especially if we go back to some of these being older videos, well, when was the end times going to happen, right? So, like I say, nice, clear, beautiful day, sounds ringing and you can't figure out exactly where it's coming from. 9 times out of 10, there's a construction site going on, or there's something that you can't see from miles away that's going on. So let's move on to the next, shall we?
Late one night, deep beneath the bustling streets of Mexico City, a lone passenger experienced something genuinely terrifying. TikTok user Jeladu Studios captured an unsettling incident aboard an empty Line 6 subway train at around 11:30 p.m. As the train sped through a darkened tunnel, spine-chilling screams, unmistakably those of a woman in distress, suddenly echoed throughout the empty carriage. No one else appears to be on board, yet the anguished wailing clearly resonates from somewhere close by. When the footage hit social media, speculation ignited immediately. Given Mexico City Metro's notorious history of ghost stories and tragedies, many viewers quickly suggested a paranormal explanation. Some wondered if the cries belonged to a spirit tragically tied to the metro itself. Perhaps someone who'd lost their life on the tracks. Adding to the mystery, several eagle-eyed commenters claimed to spot something even more chilling. In the reflection on the window behind the man, some viewers insisted they could see the shadowy outline of a woman with long, dark hair seated quietly, exactly where no passenger should have been. Could this spectral presence be responsible for the unsettling screams? However, not everyone was convinced. Skeptics quickly offered alternative explanations, noting that Mexico City's metro system routinely produces noises that can easily be mistaken for eerie screams. Metal grinding on metal, aging brakes, or ventilation systems echoing oddly through tunnels can create haunting sounds. Metro officials even chimed in, confirming that on the night in question there had been reports of passenger disturbances elsewhere on the line, suggesting the cries could have been coming from a real person in another carriage or station rather than a ghostly apparition. Whether it was a prank, misinterpreted mechanical noise, or genuinely unsettling cries from another passenger, the truth behind these Metro screams remains unsolved, but perhaps less supernatural than many first feared.
Now, I'm pretty sure the sound that was going through there was pretty familiar for people who do ride trains to and from work, especially if there's not a lot of people and it's not a lot of talking going on, Just simple fact that the subway systems and train systems in any country are just, they're not being maintained as properly as they should, even here in the United States. So I'm pretty sure when they come through those dark tunnels, you can hear little screams and squeals from the brakes, or when they round a corner, just right, maybe something's hanging off and it just kind of like squeezes and like slides against that tunnel wall. So, these noises right here, they may sound ghastly and gruesome and not coming from it. We don't know exactly where they're coming coming from. It's just it's a simple thing. You've got a working machine that has parts to it that's probably not maintained as properly as they should. It's going to squeak. I mean, just think about people's brakes every so often. They start squealing. It doesn't mean that somebody's screaming. It's just your brakes are screaming more than likely. But as for the supposed person that was caught in the reflection of the window, if you pay close attention to where he's panning across, you see in front of him where there's like kind of like a darker piece close to the door. I'm assuming there may be a handle or something there. Basically, like, he's going to have the opposite on his other side, and that's mainly what was reflecting, and it was causing the pareidolia effect. And you saw it as a woman as opposed to the door handle or whatever that darkened section was, like a handrail or something. So let's just move on to the next one, shall we?
Here's an eerie one sent to us via email by a viewer named Jamie Tyndall. It's 3:42 a.m. on March 9th, 2025 when Tyndall's Ring home security camera catches something strange in their living room. Out of nowhere, the houseplant topples over for no apparent reason. Watching that again more closely, you can see one of the leaves moves first before the entire plant topples over. Tyndall is at a loss to explain the bizarre event. So what do you think caused this to happen? Share your theories with one another in the comments below.
Now, unless she has a very overweight bug that was on this plant to topple it over, I'm really not seeing where there could have been any indication of how this has fallen over. I mean, as you can see in the foreground of the camera, you see a little line that shows like kind of like a string or maybe a spider web or something like that on it. So the type of lighting and everything with this setup, I'm pretty more than certain if it was like a piece of fishing wire or something, we would be able to see it within the camera angle and things like that. So I can't think that kind of rules that out, especially with the way the leaves were moving first before it fell over. Like I said, unless you had a very heavyweight bug jumping on that plant, I really don't see where this one could have happened. And as you can see, there are things within the camera angle and camera view that you could be able to see if there was like a particularly strong wind, such as like an air vent. Plus, all of the leaves would have kind of been pressing downwards if there was like maybe an overhead air vent coming through for air conditioning and everything like that. So I'm not going to think that this is going to be anything with the air either. So this could possibly be a true ring footage for something on a paranormal occurrence. So, let me know in the comments if y'all disagree with me. I mean, I'm agreeing that this could be possibly paranormal because I'm not seeing any other way that this could have happened. So if y'all see something different or think something different, leave it in the comments below. Let's move on to the next.
In a shocking twist worthy of a true crime documentary, Aaron Goodwin, star of the popular TV series Ghost Adventures, found himself at the centre of a very human and unsettling plot: his own murder. In early March 2025, news broke that Aaron's wife, Victoria Goodwin, had been arrested and charged with solicitation to commit murder and conspiracy. According to police reports, Victoria allegedly attempted to hire a hitman to kill her husband, offering more than $10,000 to carry out the crime. Investigators revealed chilling details. Victoria had reportedly been communicating secretly with an inmate in a Florida prison through a smuggled cell phone. In these secret exchanges, she allegedly provided sensitive information about Aaron's filming schedules and exact locations, essentially guiding the would-be assassin to strike when Aaron would be most vulnerable. Fortunately for Aaron, law enforcement uncovered the sinister plan just in time. Victoria Goodwin was swiftly arrested on March 6, 2025, in Nevada, and was held on a hefty $100,000 bail. Aaron, who was completely unaware of his wife's alleged intentions, was left stunned and devastated by the betrayal. He promptly filed for divorce, describing the marriage as irretrievably broken, a serious understatement given the circumstances. In a twist within the twist, Victoria vehemently denied having truly intended to harm her husband. According to investigators, she claimed she had merely been fantasizing about life without Aaron, insisting that her messages were never meant to be taken seriously. Police and prosecutors, however, have expressed skepticism about her explanation, maintaining that the evidence clearly points toward genuine, malicious intent. For devoted fans of Ghost Adventures, a series known for confronting paranormal entities and demonic hauntings, this all-too-human horror proved to be a disturbing wake-up call. Co-star Zach Baggins publicly voiced his relief and support for Aaron, as fans rallied online expressing shock, disbelief and sympathy. The unsettling incident shined a harsh spotlight on personal turmoil and mental health struggles, starkly contrasting with the supernatural horrors typically confronted on their show. This real-life drama served as a sobering reminder. Sometimes the darkest forces we encounter aren't paranormal, they're all too human. Victoria now faces serious legal consequences and the case continues to unfold. Ultimately, this disturbing episode is a chilling chapter Aaron Goodwin never imagined would become part of his story, underscoring the uncomfortable truth that the most terrifying plots often lie not in haunted places, but in the hearts of those closest to us.
And with this clip, this is the end of this episode. I just want to say, as for this clip here, this is truly a very sad situation, and it is honestly still ongoing for Aaron. There was a few things that Callan had not mentioned within this, and it has been in the news about it, everything before. And the reason that this all started was because they had been separated during the time, and it's just a sad situation all in its own. And the whole case, as he said, is still ongoing, and just recently it has started back up again, and they've had to go to court dates and everything like that, just as recently as the beginning of this month and everything. So it's still ongoing. We do not know the whole situation of what is going to happen as to his ex-wife, well, going to be ex-wife, after the whole situation. So, we'll find out along the way what exactly is going to be happening and everything. But my heart truly does go out to Aaron and the rest of the cast of Ghost Adventures, just simply because, it's got to be crazy. This man you've known for years had been, his wife had plotted against him in such a manner. And my heart really goes out to their children too. They are still young, and to have to go through this type of situation where the confusion and everything for a young child is pretty upsetting to anybody, let alone a small child, because they're trying to figure out why exactly is mommy and daddy having this sort of problem and what's going on. I'm pretty sure they're handling it as best they can for the children. I should say Aaron and his family are probably doing that. So my heart really goes out to him in this sad time. I know he probably is struggling more than anybody can think of. Unless you were in a situation like this, you really don't know what's going through the mind of this of a person who is going through this. So my heart really goes out to him, and I hope the best for him and the rest of his family as he continues going through and having to relive this whole thing while going to trial. So with that, like I say, I mean, Aaron or anybody else, Jay, Zach, if any of y'all are listening to me, I seriously doubt it, but if any of y'all are, please, my heart goes out to Aaron for this. And, you know, I just want to let him know that the community has a large support for him. And, you know, we keep him in our hearts to make sure that he gets through this mentally intact, you know. So before I go on a whole rant with this whole thing, you know, I just want to say I hope y'all enjoyed this episode, and if you did, like and subscribe. If y'all want me to do anything else, leave a comment below. I have some ideas. I might float it by y'all and see what y'all think, but just leave me some comments below if y'all want to see anything new and extra. I mean, I do have some exciting ideas. There's something coming up in November that I really want to go to, and I'm hoping y'all will enjoy it too. But until next time, take care, y'all.